All right, guys, welcome back to another episode of Monday Night Bodybuilding Live here on Muscle Discord. And we have a special guest joining us today, Dave Peninsula. Did I say that right?
You said peninsula anyway. I knew you were going to say peninsula. It's Pulcinella. Dave Pulcinella.
Pulcinella.
Very much sounds like peninsula.
Yes, yes.
It's okay.
And we may have another special guest joining us. I won't reveal who it is until they hopefully pop on. We'll see if they can make it. Phil, Jamaican Take Clayhar, is on Christmas holidays. He deserves a break. He's been on every day since we started this whole thing, and he hasn't missed an episode. So he sends his best wishes to everybody. He'll be back next week when we go on Monday for Monday Night Bodybuilding. So people are saying, okay, well, people may not know who Dave is. And so I'm going to do a little introduction. They're going to find out, and they should know. If you're a hardcore bodybuilding fan, you would know who David is.
By now, yeah.
By now, yeah. But you've been chiming in a lot on my posts and commenting, and and you don't hold back. So I'm happy to have you on. And so let me do a little intro with David here.
Sure.
So he's a bodybuilder and fitness personality whose influence on the sport came from not chasing titles, but from changing how bodybuilding stories were told. David competed during the NPC era of bodybuilding, taking part in multiple regional and national level competitions. He did not turn IFBB pro, correct? Didn't end up getting your card. Yeah. Okay. A choice that ultimately redirected his path away from traditional competitive ladder towards something more impactful. Okay. His legacy cemented through his involvement in early bodybuilding documentaries and YouTube era long form content. Okay. That reached millions of viewers worldwide. At the time when bodybuilding media was largely just highlight reels and stage footage, David helped usher in a new era of raw, behind-the-scenes storytelling, showing the mental battles, identity, struggles, sacrifices, and realities of life around the sport. These documentaries became a pivotal moment in bodybuilding media history, influencing how athletes, creators, and fans viewed the sport. David wasn't just a part of content. He was a part of the shift. His presence helped raise the bar of authentic and in-depth bodybuilding coverage and laid the groundwork for documentary-style fitness content that dominates today's YouTube landscape. So he was like doing this before we were doing this, okay? This is like over a decade ago.
Some credit really needs to be given to my brother Mike, who did the documentary.
Yes.
He was ahead of his time with how that was. Everything up until then was, the Missouri videos, which was in real time, where you'd watch every set and every rep of someone's workout, which is fine if that's what you want. But he actually was the first one to tell a story with it. So,
well, I want to play a little clip just so you guys.
There's John Cooper.
This is some in-depth stuff backstage here.
This is Masters Nationals.
The cramping started backstage like it usually does. But what I can do with the hairdryer is the heat will usually take care of the cramping and make it go away temporarily. We were waiting around, and finally I just started cramping again because I couldn't use the hairdryer anymore. The side started cramping, and my feet started cramping, and my toes were curling under. I couldn't do anything about it. Just hope for the best, and wait it out, and just try to get back on stage and finish this thing off best I could.
One of the backstage crew recalls the last time this happened to Dave in Ohio.
You there? It was terrible. It was right before the overall pose down. He would have won the show. Got a pro card.
So just a little bit of trip down memory lane there.
Yeah, I like that. That's one of my best scenes. That's a great scene. That was like a recurring theme in the movies, is my massive cramping right before every show. And the show that guy with curly hair was referencing was the North Americans, where I had won for the second year in a row the Masters heavyweight division. But that year I cramped so bad that I couldn't go back out for the overall pose down and get my pro card. And a lot of people said that might have been my year. So who knows what would have happened had I not cramped that year. But yeah, I mean, I eventually figured it out.
Yeah,
But at
it's
this point, I still hadn't, because you have these set things that you do before stage time, and you feel like they're carved in stone. You
yeah.
cut your sodium, you cut your water, and that leads to some problems. But you're so locked in, like you think that the idea of taking a sip of water, you just can't do it. You won't do it.
No, no.
You know.
What did you do with your last kind of week with water? Did you water load and then slowly reduce your water every day, or what
Yeah,
was your
yeah.
protocol?
So what I would do is I would do a carb depletion at the beginning of the week, 3 days, zero carbs, and a lot of high volume training just to flush everything out, carbohydrate wise. And then I
Yeah.
would do slowly for the rest of the days, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, decrease the water intake, and then cut the salt out the last day, not any time before that. Last day the salt would go, and then the water was at like a quart for that particular day, which is Friday, and then Saturday's the show.
And
There was no water consumed after I cut it on Friday.
on Fridays? No
Yeah,
water. And what diuretic were
no,
you using?
always
Diazide or
aldactone. It was always
Dax?
aldactone. Yeah,
Okay.
which is
Okay.
potassium sparing, but man, your sodium bottoms out, and that was what was happening every time. I'd have no sodium with a high level of potassium at the same time, and those things concurrently are going to kill you.
Yeah, I always used a diazide. I just took like
Yeah,
a quarter, and then 6
most
hours
people
later took
do.
another quarter, and then that just worked nice.
I was raised on
But
aldactone.
I did cramp. I did cramp before, but there was something that it was called quinine or something Q something.
Yeah, yeah. But that would only solve the problem depending on what was causing the problem. All I
Yeah,
really needed to do was take a teaspoon of salt with a little bit of
yeah,
water,
yeah. You could
and
do that too.
it
Yeah,
would be gone in 20 minutes, like
yeah,
gone. And
yeah.
quite honestly and frankly, it wouldn't mess your look up. It's just not.
No,
If
no.
you're
You think?
really, really,
Yeah,
really ready for your show and you're totally peeled and dry,
yeah.
tablespoon of salt and some water is not going to ruin you, but it will help you live.
Exactly, exactly.
It will
So
help you live.
we could talk forever about protocols and everything, but there's lots of stories that we want to get into. The
Yeah.
one that you were commenting recently on was Derek Lunsford and the PMMA and him not knowing what it is.
It's
And
absurd.
so just
Absurd.
just talk a little bit about that. Your thoughts on
Dude, I see clients every day who are like young 20s, early 20s, been involved in the sport for 2 or 3 years, maybe have done a show, maybe haven't done a show,
Mhm.
and they know what PMMA is. They haven't used it, but they are aware of what it is. For
Yeah,
him to go on and publicly say that he doesn't know what it is, he has to be kidding. He can't expect us to really believe that. There's no fucking way. And then you see clips of him at the PMMA clinic, with his I Heart PMMA t-shirt on. I exaggerate, but you know what
yeah,
I'm saying. It's like, come on, dude. Why do you need us to believe that? And why do you need us to believe that? It's okay if you know about it. And quite honestly, it's not surprising if you've done it. Because if you're shooting to be Mr. Olympia, you're going to try anything that promises to win that title. Anything.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it's always been that way. It's
It
always
well,
been that way.
it that's the thing too. So the question is, okay, is Derek using PMMA? In my opinion, I don't think he is. I think he was just at the wrong place at the wrong time at
He
that
might not
clinic.
be, right.
Was
But he definitely
was
knows about it. He
I
definitely
think,
knows
yeah,
about it.
definitely should know about it, obviously. Is he using synthol or is he using, there's something else called hydrolonic acid? Okay, I guess that that's a more cleaner version of synthol, or so. I don't know. Like
To
I've
my
never used.
eyes, it looks like he's using pump and pose or something of the sort, especially in his lats, where you have those odd little circle-like things that aren't on any anatomy chart.
Yeah, and again, are we being too hard on Derek Lunsford? Well, you're the top dog, so all eyes are on you,
I'm
and
not being hard on him. Listen, whatever you have to do to win, I just don't like the look. Personally, I don't
yeah,
like the look at all. There's no detail. It doesn't look like you can get the volumization and the detail at the same time with that. It just doesn't look that way.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. The lumps in the
and I'm not saying based on his physique. I'm saying based on physiques that have been accused of doing it. It just looks like an even worse version of the synthol to me. as far as losing your cuts.
And have you had experience using Synthol and what it does to the muscle? The
Sure
feeling that?
have. Yeah. No, I
Tell us
never
a
did
little
it when
bit.
I was competing. I only
Yeah.
after I retired, I just tried to get as big as possible for a little while there and see what I could do without having being interrupted with shows all the time. So I used it then. I experimented with insulin as well during that period of time. So insulin
Okay.
and synthol did wonders for specific muscle groups. Like I wish I had discovered that for my arms when I was competing. It was amazing.
Okay.
And if you do it right with the synthol, you're not going to lose cuts. You got to be
Yes.
really, really, really peeled and go deep in the muscle so that the outer shell is still a thin layer.
Yeah.
You know, and that's what it doesn't look like it's being done that way in a lot of cases.
This with Derek, the leg. So Nick Strength and Power made a video. I'm gonna play the clip first
Okay.
of what Nick was saying, and then we're gonna react to it here in a second.
Okay.
So let's just
have no excuse for Derek there. They look really weird. I don't get it. They are weird looking. I personally think these pictures look photoshopped. It's way too. I mean, look at the abs and thighs version. Look at the back quad. It doesn't even make sense when you look at
so Nick Strength and Power is going on the record saying that he thinks his quads are Photoshop, right? So this is from the NPC website, and Nick Strength and Power is still saying this can't be. This looks Photoshop to me.
I doubt that.
It's not it's not Photoshopped, and I would think, and I like Nick. You know, we've spoken, and I had gotten wrong with the guy, but for him, with his experience and being in this industry for as long as he has,
he's not a bodybuilder though.
I know he's not a bodybuilder, but still, like you should just Nick, you should. That's not Photoshopped. And then so I had someone else who saw that clip of Nick Strength and Power saying that, said, no, wait a minute. There's another photo of him. This is exclusively here on Muscle Discord. You guys are going to see this. You can see this is outside, natural lighting, no funky business, and you can still see the lump on the side of his quad. This is when they take you outside after you win.
It looks to me like he just put his gear in his outer quad.
Yeah,
when I would put my gear in my outer quad for a few days, it would look exactly like that.
Yes. So it's just site injection. Most likely it's not synthol. Maybe, but probably not. It probably just a lot of him jamming his quads because he knows he needs to get his quads bigger. You could see him from last year, 2015 to 2016, how they blew up. So he's injecting his quads in that spot, and it built up some abscess in that
worked.
area.
When spot injecting,
it did.
Worked.
It built his legs up.
So it's kind of like a step. It's like the first step is injecting your gear. Second step is synthol. For the third step is PMMA. Fourth step is implants.
Yes. So that's what's going on. So I want to. If Nick Strength and Power watches this, here's another photo. Nick with the same lump on the quad. It's not photoshopped. And what he probably did is he probably was like, oh shit. People maybe made comments back in 2016, or maybe the judge was like, hey bro, calm down on the side injection in your quad. It's really obvious. And you need to stop doing that. So that's probably what happened here, Nick. It's not photoshopped. There's another photo here with the same thing. So
I just want to put that.
No, it's not.
I recognize that immediately. What that is.
What is this guy saying? Those SEO are like paradox. Yeah. And then what?
I don't know if you're old enough to remember Essaclean. Do you remember Essaclean?
I remember the name. Yeah, I've heard that before.
That was awesome. So you would inject it the night before, and it would just expand the muscle for about 48 hours, but it would give it so much volume and not mess with the detail at all. So that was great. It just disappeared though. I can't get it anymore. Hey, can you still see me? Because my my
I see.
went out.
Oh. No, you're there. So Derek, whatever, is he doing what every other bodybuilder most likely is doing, using every right? Is Hottie doing a little bit in the delts? Probably,
no,
right?
He's doing a lot in the delts.
Yeah. So
your delts don't come to a point when you're doing a most muscular.
No. And then so these bodybuilders are doing it because now that's the next step. So we got to think, okay, This has been happening since Flex Wheeler was doing it in his arms, and he was doing it in his right. Even back in before Flex Wheeler guys were doing it. So it's not just now, okay, that this has been happening. Maybe some of the newer generation that are watching the sport see this happening and they're like, oh my God, it's not new. This isn't new. But
What
you have
I
a lot
think
of
is
people.
silly is calling it cheating. It's like, what
Okay,
the
that's this.
fuck is
Okay, I was supposed to
cheating in
ask you
this
that.
sport?
Okay,
How do you
okay,
categorize what cheating is in the sport when the
yeah,
whole sport wouldn't exist without the assistance of these things that we've slowly introduced over the decades? I mean, there was a time when they considered cheating. They considered protein tablets, which was made out of soy protein, Bob Hoffman soy protein tablets, cheating. So, like
yeah.
anything that comes along that's not just weightlifting and food is going to be considered cheating. So then, then it was steroids, and then it was implants, and then it was PMMA, and then it was synthol, the other way around, synthol,
Yeah.
then PMMA, and it's just like everything, every new thing that comes around is not only not cheating, but it's gonna stay most likely. The only way to get rid of it, and it's
Okay, that's the
really
question.
that's actually fucking simple. It's
Yeah.
so simple. Don't reward it, judges. If
Yes.
a competitor realizes that they're getting marked down for doing whatever behavior they're doing, they will stop doing it. If you reward it, they will continue to do it. If every time a judge assumes that PMMA was done, they should mark them down.
Okay,
Especially if you don't think
that's
it looks good, which most people don't think it looks good anyway.
no, and the thing is, we need to come up with a solution. We can call these guys out. We can pick on Derek. We can pick on Hotties, Delts, right? But if the judges are rewarding these guys and they're winning the Olympia with pointy delts or with flat biceps or with lumps in the lats, like Derek had, then we can't blame Derek. We can't blame Hottie.
No,
They're doing what they got to do, and they're still winning. So they're like, well, if I got away
exactly.
with it, well,
The message
it's
will be
not.
most effectively sent by marking them down. Just that
Yes,
simple. No one wants that to happen.
but
So
they're not,
those are,
so yeah. So the solution is Tyler Mannion, since he's the guy that comes out. He's the vice president of the NPC. He's the head judge of the pro league. He needs to come out and make a video. Okay, Tyler, I know you're watching. Okay, you got to make a video and address this situation because you have Sarah Valagas, 4-time Miss
right.
Olympia
Right.
women's physique champion, coming out saying that whatever with Natalia and what she did and putting that out there with the PMMA bottle, etc. I'm going to show you guys that just so we have
I
reference.
actually thought that that her use of it was well done. If you can use it
So
well,
that's the question. Do
if
you think
can
she
use it
did
well,
it?
that was a very good application of it. It looked pretty natural to me. Not natural. It looked
It's not like Derek's like the lump.
natural.
Yeah.
It looked congruent. It looked congruent with the rest of her physique, and there was no loss of detail.
Yes. Well, there was loss of detail in her quads for sure.
That's what I'm saying. It didn't mess it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't mess it up if she was using PMMA. It didn't mess it up.
I think it did because she lost the details in her quads.
See,
Before and after.
I didn't come to that conclusion.
Where did I have
the
that
pictures I saw looked pretty damn good to me.
Yeah.
Maybe we saw different pictures.
Yeah. But anyways, regardless,
well, there's the perfect example. She won. You think that's going to discourage her?
Well, she won with
that will encourage her to do it next time.
Exactly, because there's no punishment for it. Okay. And, so that needs to be something that Tyler Mannion needs to come out with and say, okay, we can't test for this, but as experienced judges, if we're going to be looking at physiques and we notice anomalies on your body, we notice a lump on your delts, we notice, blurred lines in your quads, or, your shoulders don't have any striations and they're just a big lump there, we're going to dock you for that. Okay.
Look, you would be docked for lack of detail, no matter what the cause.
Yes, you should. You should.
Right.
Yes.
So what difference does it make if you're marked down because you didn't diet right, or you trained wrong, or you did PMMA? What's the fucking difference?
Exactly. It shouldn't.
Mark them down.
It's the judges that should be blamed here for this, not Natalia, not Derek or whoever, Hottie, the Delts.
It's always the judges.
Right?
It's always the judges.
It's the judges. It's Tyler Mannion and it's Steve for them not speaking up and calling this shit out. I don't know what they're afraid of.
I
don't
know
know
what they're
why
afraid of.
what is it?
They're afraid of the bottom line. With the open division, the freaks are becoming the thing. That's what you want. That's putting asses in seats. That's paying the bills. If they start marking it down, right? Will less people go to the open? Will more people go to the classic? Will less people show up overall to watch this thing? I mean, you can't go backwards in a sport. People can't run slower. They can't drive slower. They can't box and punch lighter. You can't do that. You'll lose fans. So they're afraid of that happening. With the open division being what it is now, it really is what it's become. And again, that's the judge's fault. But what are you going to do? You paint yourself into a corner.
Yeah, there's got to be a reason why they don't speak up, and David's saying that, well, it's because they're gonna not be as big, they're not gonna be as freaky, they're not gonna,
That's it.
you know,
That's it.
it's stupid. They need to come out, and I hope that even Chris Cormier and Sarah talking about this, and now Greg Doucette picked it up and talked about it. All the outlets have started talking about it since I broke the story with the Brazilian clinic and Natalia and whatever.
The average
Good.
person thinks open bodybuilding is grotesque.
Yeah. I mean,
Just a joke.
it's a freak show. It's a freak show for sure. And Classic Physique has come along now and kind of streamlined it with cbum and everything and made it a lot more popular.
Absolutely.
And you see, they don't necessarily use synthol in their body parts, and they're you can see the cuts and the striations, and like it used to be back in the day, right? And I think that Classic Physique at some point may overtake open bodybuilding. A lot of people say that's never going to happen. Yeah, I would ask the people in the chat, do you think Classic Physique will overtake bodybuilding in the next 5 to 10 years? It could get there. It's already gotten there at the amateur level. Classic Physique classes are bigger classes. They're more stacked than open bodybuilding now, right?
Because open bodybuilding is so daunting. It's such a daunting task. Like these guys, like if you're just starting off, you think, how could I ever look like that? 5'8" at 290. It's just out of the questions, out of reach. It's completely nuts. You can't even perceive of it or conceive of it. You can't. So with the classic guys, even though that's unattainable for 99.999% of humanity, they don't see it that way.
Yeah.
It's more relatable. It's more relatable.
Yeah. No, I hope that, if the judges don't come out and say something about this, then it's a free for all. I don't care. The next show Derek does, I don't care if his arms look like oil bags. It doesn't matter anymore, because Dave Palumbo, Bob Ciccarello, even see Phil Viz say, "Oh, it's fine as long as you can get away with it. It doesn't matter. We don't care. Nothing to see here."
There's a huge amount of people who feel that way. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's so, if that's what you guys want in a sport, you're okay with turning a blind eye towards it and condoning it, Dave Palumbo and Bob Ciccarello, then okay, this is what we're going to get. We're going to get more of this. We're going to get more PMMA usage. We're going to get more synthol usage, and it's just going to dominate bodybuilding, because you have Hadi Schupan, whatever, Derek, whatever they're doing something that doesn't look natural. Those lats don't look natural with the lumps.
But you can
the
say
biceps.
that about when people first started using steroids in the 60s. Did Sergio look natural to the average person back then?
No. Yeah.
Hell no. It's just a matter of degrees. And again, it's not anything that the judges can do as far as like prohibition is concerned, because prohibition never works. It just drives things underground. What they need to do is just mark these people down. It doesn't look good. Who cares why? Was it PMMA? I don't fucking know. You don't know, but it doesn't look good. Mark them down.
Yes, I agree. Hopefully they start to do that now that we're talking about it more and complaining about it more.
It's being talked about a lot, yeah.
So it is what it is. But people are going to get away with it. They're going to do whatever it takes to win, and that's what these guys are doing. So we're going to have to deal with it. But on the record, I don't think Derek is doing PMMA. I think he's doing maybe something.
What do you think is going on with his arms?
I think, well, his arms have always looked like here. Even let's just take a look at this right here.
There's just no detail whatsoever.
So you see the arms, they've always kind of looked.
Yeah, look at
I mean, there's
that.
a bit more separation there. This is
Well,
2016.
here's the thing. If you look at that, look at the underbelly part where
Mhm.
there's a separation between upper and lower arm. I'm sorry, not upper and lower arm, but the upper and lower bicep.
Yeah.
There's a deep line there that separates the
Mhm.
bicep from the underlying tricep, and that's gone today.
Yeah. I wanna go
But
back
then
to
you have to
the-
look at, could there be other reasons for that? And let me ask you this. Why don't you think there's a possibility? Why isn't it a candidate explanation, PMMA, if he's down there, he's hobnobbing with those people and he's making friends and,
Yeah.
why no?
Well,
Why,
okay. So
what convinces you? What convinces you?
the only reason maybe that there was like I said, there's no proof of Derek doing PMMA in Brazil. The only thing that I found interesting is that from 2024 to 2025 Olympia, his chest got pretty like visibly
Yeah.
bigger, and his quads got visibly bigger. And kind of like Natalia, 6 months before and after,
Yeah.
right? She goes to Brazil. She comes into the Pittsburgh Pro and
Right.
does the show. After she comes and goes to Brazil, her legs are 2 to 3 inches bigger
Right.
and fuller. And Derek, his chest is 2 to 3 inches bigger and fuller. And his, in his legs. So I'm just like, and he was in Brazil. And so I'm like, of course, we're going to
he's not at a
speculate.
stage in his career where you're going to make huge increases in
The
the
legs,
body
how the
size.
fuck do you get your
Not at
legs?
this stage for their career. That could happen beginner and intermediate, not at the Olympia level. You're not seeing anybody improve these body parts by leaps and bounds at that level. So both
Yeah.
Natalie and him are doing that after decades of being in the sport. Well, for
Yeah.
Natalia anyway.
Well, she's younger, but yeah, still. So again, I'm not saying that Derek is doing the PMMA, but it's crazy how his chest was like such a weak body part, and it still kind of is a weak part, but it got thicker from 2024 to 2025, and and then he kind of tore his pec a little bit, and then when you inject PMMA into your chest, it can cause
exactly
ruptures, right? Like, is it this coincidence? Is this all a coincidence, or is it? So I don't know. I mean, maybe we're being hard on Derek. Whatever it is, what it is. Everyone.
Hey, look, he's Mr. Olympia. He's going to be
Mr. Olympia.
analyzed.
He's going to be scrutinized.
Analyzed.
Yes,
It's
every
gonna
little
happen.
piece. That's what we do.
Comes
It's a
along with the
judgmental sport.
territory. That's the yin and the yang, baby.
Exactly. It's a judge. You know what? And is it hurting the community of bodybuilding and the younger people that are watching this? I think it's educating them to be like, don't believe everything you see, right?
Yeah.
You got to work hard for the muscle and build it. And so we want to make sure
it can do that, or it'll also cause them to think, I want to get my hands on PMMA.
Oh yeah.
They're the kids, man. They're impatient, bro. We know this. They don't want to wait 10 years for a physique.
Oh,
I do that when I can inject this shit or getting an implant.
Yeah, that's the PMA talk. We can go all day on that. I want to get your I want to get your opinion on the confirmation round. Okay. At the finals. So Milos and Sean Ray were having a debate on this.
I saw that, yeah.
Okay, so good. So you're up to speed on it. And Milos wants to, obviously keep the confirmation round at finals, and Sean Ray wants to eliminate it, right?
I'm with Sean.
Okay. Why?
Sean, these shows are too long to begin with. As a judge, and listen, I'm not even a judge, but if you can't figure out who the best bodybuilder is after the time that you have them on stage, moving them around, walking them around like chess pieces, you can't figure that out. You need another round. And why not just another round on top of that? Let's just spend the whole night there. Just bring sleeping bags. It's just the length of these shows is so ridiculous as it is, dude. Sitting through one is and the other thing is the health of the athletes having to go through a show that lasts until 4 a.m.
Yeah. I agree. The length of the show is too long. I like seeing the guys be compared again at the finals. It should only be the top 6. That should be. I think that's what I don't know if that's what they do still, or if it's bringing out the top. top 10.
If they're doing the top 6, I can see it. I can make a case for that.
Yeah, just to do another confirmation, take another look. Yeah, it's been the next day. It's the next day, right?
No, I get that. Yeah, I get that.
And that's the only competitive side of bodybuilding is the comparison round where you're battling next to the guy again. Did you improve from the now? If it was a 1-day show, which I think it should only be a 1-day show, it shouldn't be no fucking 2-day shows anymore.
That's the solution, really.
Why
are these shows starting on Wednesday now and ending on Monday?
Yeah, no, because they have the amateur and then they had all these other divisions and
they keep adding divisions, and that's as a business, I understand.
Fit model, right? Yeah, that's fucking coming next.
Average lady off the beach class.
Yeah, anyway, so they gotta make money. It's the NPC. They're gonna make a ton of money doing this.
I get it.
Bringing up, yeah. So whatever they're gonna do it. They own it. They can do it, right? And then we suffer as the media and the fans. We got to sit through this shit. We don't want to watch.
The competitors suffer. The fans and the competitors.
You're forcing us to watch this shit.
Yeah, right. And you're only there to see your dude, your person, or your girl, and you got to sit through all this other shit for hours and hours of no food. And you got people are going hypoglycemia, and the contestants themselves, the competitors themselves, they're already dropping dead left and right as it is. Yeah. You're gonna drag this out when they have no nutrition in their bodies, no electrolytes, and no fluid, and
we saw what happened to you. We saw you were cramping. Like, imagine about waiting 3 hours backstage.
Poster child for that shit.
Yeah.
Poster child for that.
Yeah.
And I let the world see it.
Yeah, they got to see the real side of it. And that's a good point. Like, that's what these athletes at the Mr. Olympia are sitting backstage, and first off, it was cold backstage. You had sleeping bags, hottie soup on, and Barus, right? God. So they're cold, and they're cramping, and they're 3 hours, and they're trying to maintain their look, and they fade. You fade right away when you can't
maintain your look doing that. You can't.
Yeah. So you're going to look better if you do a 1-day show, just like they do in Europe. They come on, they do the prejudging, and then they do a few different classes in between, and then men come back and they do the finals. And I think they could do another little quick confirmation round for just the top 6, right? And to do your posing routine, top 6, maybe top 10, I don't know, maybe just top 6 posing routines, and then that's it, right, for your finals. But to drag it on and bring all of say there's 20 guys competing, they all stand out on stage, and they're just standing there, and then they call out the top 6, and they do a confirmation round. Don't bring out all the guys on stage.
Show some mercy. Yeah. And no one's making any more money by doing that, so it's pointless across the board.
No. At the end of the day, finals is supposed to be the entertainment part of the show where we get to see the creative side of the athletes and their posing routines and put on a show, right?
Entertainment depends on brevity, though. Entertainment loses its entertainment value if it's not paced correctly. You agree?
Yes, if it's not done right in the structure of the show and the liveliness and keeping the audience attention is gone when you're sitting there, and it's like you start at 7 in the evening and you're done at 1, and you're like, I'm done. Like, people have such short attention spans nowadays with social media. They don't want to sit through that unless it's super entertaining, like Circus Soleil, and you're like, oh wow,
not,
and you're captivated.
It's not. I can't. How many people can you watch in a row do a hands clasp most muscular?
Well, the thing that gets
they're looking exactly alike after a while. It's like mind numbing.
The thing that gets me is the fitness routines where they're doing the jumping and around and the somersaults and stuff, and I'm like, I don't. Wow. It's impressive what they can do, right? But I'm just like,
I don't know how they do it. Yeah,
see, I don't know. I don't know these girls. I don't know their names.
That's one of the older divisions, dude. That's one of the older original divisions. Yeah, and it's definitely the one that's the hardest by far, because you got to have the physique, you got to dry out, you got to do all the things physically that you have to do, and you have to do a full blown gymnastics routine.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Are you kidding me? Yeah,
but do it at the expo or something, and you don't save it for the prime time. Finals Saturday night. It's too much, and there's like 10 routines of these fitness. Like, they get more time.
They shouldn't do the routines at the finals.
I don't know. I don't think they should have it during the men's finals at all. I think you should just have it at the expo. Just do all that, those
I think you think
categories.
they just shouldn't have it.
I would prefer not to
I'm
have
picking up
fitness,
on
but
that.
because
I never really liked
I
it.
don't know, like just to shorten the Saturday show so that you can be done. You can start at 7 and be done around 11, right? You know, just have the men's divisions, right, and do all the women's on Friday or whatever or something. Switch it up. Don't mix and match it together. So then we know that, okay, Friday I'm not going to be watching much because it's just going to be the women divisions. Let the women division fans watch it. Let's see what the turnout is. Probably not going to be as big as the men's. I'm going to tell you right now.
Not
So
even
don't
close.
get mad if it's low turnout, okay, women, because it's this. That's what it is. Female. First off, there's not a lot of women that want to look that muscular. Like women are usually scared of muscle. So that's why you don't have a big draw. The ticket sales aren't big for watching female divisions because
I like
it's just
the wellness.
I like wellness too. I like
really like
bikini.
wellness.
I mean, they look good. They're attractive. They look good. The bikini and the women's wellness.
There's just too many of them.
There's too many, and it draws down the show, and we're just waiting and waiting. We just want to see the battle between Andrew and Heidi and Derek, and we're waiting.
That's what everyone wants, and you got to wait till the end of the fucking weekend to see it. Yeah. Or to start having different shows for different divisions, having, you know, the bikini nationals, pro show, and the wellness pro.
It's too much. It's too much. We don't even need to. They just need to figure this shit out, and
they work themselves into a corner here. They did.
Yes. Let's go into the topic of the day that just happened before we went live here. Samson Dauda leaves Hosstile Supplements. This was out of the blue. I just want to read this. Thanks for the donation.
Didn't know that.
They got all the female classes to validate them. So Samson is parting ways with Hosstile. It's big news. It's big news. Now, Fuad got rid of Martin Fitzwater, and now he's, I guess, not renewing Samson's contract after 5 years. It was a 5-year contract, 2020 to 2025. It's 2025. It's December. It's the end of the year, so it's probably up for renewal. And Fuad probably didn't want to pay Samson what he's used to getting paid because he's not performing as well.
His stock went down.
His stock went down.
Right? It's just the way it is. Yeah.
It's business.
Gotta keep your placings up, man. And he's like floundering around with figuring out how to. I have a question. How does someone at that level not know how long it takes to carb up and fill out?
Ask his wife.
How the hell do they not know if he's telling the truth? I'm not just trying to save face. How do you not know? Well, I underestimated how long it would take me to carb up. Fucker, by this time you should know exactly how your body responds.
Yes.
I had no coach, and I knew exactly what I needed time-wise to do whatever my body was going to do. And I never even turned pro. You're Mr. Olympia. Come on, man.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He didn't.
Side note.
Well, there's a ton of things that
and these coaches who are saying, oh, it was a 2-day show. I had no idea how to handle a 2-day show. Well, then why are you training Olympia level people? I can do it, and I don't train Olympia level people.
Well, I mean Kyle Wilkes saying, I didn't, I'm not used to doing 2-day shows. Okay, but you're getting ready to do a 2-day show. So
how about you research it? How about you do
get ready for
run? It? You do a dry run earlier in the year and figure out how your client's body's going to respond. That's just common.
See, that's a smart idea. Yeah. You should prepare for these things and don't come out after the fact. Say, well, I'm not used to
complete and carb up and see how long it takes and see what kind of carbs work best, what kinds make you overspill and things of that nature. I don't know.
Exactly.
Call me crazy.
Shout out to OG to you. This is to you. Your Raising the Bar series was a huge encouragement and still are. Yeah. I mean, a lot of people know you from those documentaries.
Who said that?
Christos 78.
Nice.
Yeah.
I appreciate that a lot, man. That means a lot.
Yeah, man. Millions of people saw what you went through.
And I hid nothing. When
Yeah.
in the midst of filming that, I ended up ignoring the fact that there was a camera around at all, which
Mhm.
just let me wide open to just whatever was happening, and I didn't care. A lot of these guys, they try to make it a fluff piece for themselves. You know what I'm saying? It's like only the good stuff has to get into the end of the final production. Only the good stuff. Only the stuff that makes me look good. Nothing that makes me look bad. Shit. 60% of the shit in this movie made me look bad. Really
Yeah.
bad.
What's your height and contest weight?
5'8".
5'8".
This show right here that's playing right now, I was only 207 for the weigh-ins there.
Oh, 207. Okay.
Weighed into 207, probably was about 215 right here on stage. But I was usually about 219, 220 right in there at 5'8".
And what was your like
Look at
protocol?
that synthol shoulder, man. Look at those synthols.
Is that synthol?
No, I told you I didn't use synthol. But I was putting all my gear in there though.
Yeah, man. You were in the heyday of the NPC. This was like
Heyday.
yeah.
Heyday. Well, I was just also competing IFBB because the North Americans did that. Look how conditioned I was there.
Yeah, the chest.
But it's crazy. And the North Americans, I won the heavyweights 3 years in a row in the Masters.
Oh,
And
okay.
still-
You won the Masters.
Still, Masters heavyweight winner 3 years in a row. Still didn't get the card because you had to win the overall back then.
Yes, same with me in Canada. You have to win the overall.
Yes.
I won my class many times in nationals, but just you got to win the overall. So
Yeah,
you
that's the way it
got
was.
the same end of the stick with me. Yeah, it
I mean, by
sucks.
today's
but-
standards, I'd have 3 pro cards.
yeah, me too. I would have 2 pro cards already, 2 different
Yeah.
divisions: classic
Yeah.
physique and bodybuilding.
That's why I
But,
don't worry about it. That's why I don't get upset.
Yeah,
about it.
whatever.
It's like
Maybe
it's a totally different thing. It's not even the same
Yeah.
thing.
yeah,
Everyone has IFBB Pro on their.
exactly. The value of
What
it's gone
the hell
down.
does it mean? It doesn't mean shit.
Yeah,
My gym has about 20 of them.
yeah.
And there are people who, if I'm working out on the gym floor and I didn't know they're IFBB pros, I wouldn't even notice them.
That's crazy. That's the
I'd
difference
trip right
between
over them.
15 years ago. You'd be like, wow, that's a pro.
If an
That's important.
IFBB pro walked in your gym, first of all, they're a superstar. You
Yeah.
only see them in the magazines. Second of all,
Yeah.
they look different than everybody. Now
Yes.
they just don't.
Yeah, raising the bar.
That's a cover
Um,
of Raising Bar 2 right there. Yeah.
Yeah. What was your were you doing trend back then? Trend and like
Sure.
what was your cycle? Halos and Canavar and
It varied each time, and it
Winstall?
varied as I went through the prep. So I would start off with certain compounds, and then I would slowly change and switch to other compounds until I was doing a whole different set of compounds at the end than I was at the beginning, right? Starting off with EQ, perhaps DECA, definitely Test, and things of that nature, D-ball, probably, and a draw back then to start off with, and then finishing with things like Masteron, Winnie, what else?
What about
What?
insulin and GH?
No, not until after I retired. I tried those things. I never did them yet. Weird, oddly enough, I just never did them when I was competing. I knew about them and I knew how to use them. I just didn't want. I just was more focused on being conditioned.
Got a little off. We'll get back to that. But so Samson is no longer with Hosstile, and then
Okay.
with regards to Fuad and his brand, he's saying that, well, we don't really need to. We're not going to sponsor big athletes anymore. We're going to pivot and we're going to focus on packaging and customer experience. And when I hear that,
Yeah.
as a guy that comes from the supplement industry, when I worked for Mutant for 10 years and in the marketing and athlete relations, and was managing all these athletes and doing their contracts and supplement contracts. So I did all that, and to hear Fuad say, maybe this is what he says here. Let me see. see this.
And one of the long-time athlete at Hosstile, 5 years running, Samson, is moving on to greener pastures. And I know everybody's going to ask why. Suki, you're going to ask why. I know you're going to ask why. And it's very simple. It's the same reasoning I gave after Martin left, which was the truth. Is Hosstile is doing a little bit different things in 2026. We really want to focus on customer experience and innovation and really expanding the Hosstile brand. And Samson wants to do some different things. So we kind of like had a long discussion, and I think it's kind of best for both of us at this time. I love Samson. I'm going to support Samson until he retires. Samson will always have a home at Hosstile.
So
what do you think about that? What do you think about that?
okay.
I have some thoughts on it.
Yeah. So
This is the first time seeing it, by the way. I haven't seen it yet. First time I saw it.
So what I think with that story from Fuad saying that we're pivoting and Samson's going a different direction. So Fuad just got rid of Martin Fitzwater. Okay, another big athlete, top 5 at the Olympia. Now he's getting, a month later, he's getting rid of or Samson's leaving, as well. Okay, 2 of his last biggest athletes. So now Fuad doesn't have any big name athletes with his company. And if your company is doing well,
do that.
You can afford to sponsor these athletes and continue to grow. If your company, in my opinion, isn't performing, you need to start cutting your losses and downsizing, right, to restructure, because you're not doing as much revenue as you used to do. And I think when Sam Sulek,
that's exactly what it is.
And he's trying to make the story like, oh, we're going to focus on the packaging and the customer experience.
Makes no sense.
It's like, oh well, people know who we are now, and we've been around for so long that people know what branding.
I'm not buying it.
There's always new people coming into the sport, Fuad. It doesn't stay the same. It continuously evolves. There's always another group of 18 to 20-year-olds that are coming in. They're turning 18, 19, 20. Are you forgetting about them? Do you think they know who you are? They may find out if you were sponsored, if Samson was still there, and they are following Samson, then they see Samson's with Hosstile, then they become attracted to the brand. But now you're getting rid of your top athletes.
Yeah.
And when you lose those top athletes, you lose that exposure, you lose that reach to their fan base. So now you're becoming less visible, Fuad. It's a terrible strategy. It doesn't make any sense. If you were doing well,
sense as I listened to it. No.
Right? HD Muscle, they brought on Nick Walker. Raw taking on Martin. They're hiring, SciTech just brought on Andrew Jacked. And Fuad is getting rid of all of the athletes. So it's just like, I think I know what's going on, Fuad. The brand is struggling. When Sam Sulek left, your sales probably dropped 50%, if not more, because that was what was holding that company up, was having the massive appeal. Huge lines around the block for Sam Sulek and for Hosstile. And that was all boom. And then you lose that, and your sales plummet because you don't got Sam Sulek pushing your product anymore.
But he's got to say face, and he's got to say it's because we're just going in a different direction. You have to say that.
Yeah, he has to say something.
I can't afford them.
Exactly. Yes.
You can't say that.
No. And Muscle Tech did the same thing, because Muscle Tech was struggling, right? They laid off a ton of people, and a lot of people that I know, they laid off. And that's what they do. That's what supplement companies do when they are struggling. They start offloading athletes. We can't fucking afford this anymore. We can't pay.
Any other business. Yeah.
So any other business, you got to lay off staff, because technically they're staff, they're employees, but kind of, if you think about it, 100%. Contracted employees.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that, man. That's news to me.
Yeah.
I didn't know any of that.
Yeah. And that's so I think Fuad at this point of the company, it's not doing what it's doing anymore. And, he's trying to, in a nice way, kind of distract people, mislead people in that sense. So, but it is what it is. We'll see what is the future of Hosstile.
I think that market is saturated too.
Oh, it's very saturated.
It's too much, and everybody has got their hand in a supplement company now. Everybody. Yeah.
And do you need to have all the big name athletes in your company? No, but just have 1 or 2, right? Just have a couple, right?
You don't need to have everybody. No. And that is a lot of upkeep financially to pay these people. Like when Samson wins the Olympia, he gets to charge a lot more for his presence and his image.
Yeah. He
It's
gets a
just the way it
bonus.
is.
Yeah.
And when he concurrently, when he drops to fourth, that his worth drops to fourth.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyways, that's kind of the big breaking news with
Interesting shit,
Samson.
dude. Yeah, that's
Yep.
great.
Yeah. Question for you. The debate on whether or not bodybuilding is a sport or if it's more like
Yeah,
a
I saw a little bit of
pageant.
that. Saw a little
Yeah.
bit about that.
What's your take? You've
It's
been
a
in this
sport.
for
I've always said
decades.
this. It's a sport in the gym and sort of a pageant on stage. So it combines both, but it depends on
Yes.
what you're looking at. It's definitely an athletic event in the gym. The things we do in the gym are insane, and our
Yeah.
endurance is amazing. So we're up there with any athlete as far as what we can do performance wise. But who gives a fuck? Doesn't matter.
Yes. Agreed.
It just doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So it's more pageant than it is sport.
Yes. I agreed with that. It's a combination of three different things. I think it's a combination of sport when you're in the gym and you're training and you're on a strict diet and you're optimizing your physique with nutrition and training and all those things. Just like a football player does when he's off the field, he's in the gym,
Yeah.
he's hitting the weights, they're doing their training and their drills and all that stuff on the field, but then they have to go play the game. Just like a bodybuilder, now they got to go play the game on the stage, right? But football players don't get judged by a judging panel. Okay, so that's where it ends. But for bodybuilding, it continues on with that pageantry type of on the stage. You line up, we review you. It's like a pageant, a physique pageant, if you want to call it. And then they also have the artistic form because they have to do the posing routine and freestyle and do that. So it's kind of a combination of all three. Is it just? Can we just call it a sport?
I wouldn't. See, I never considered myself an athlete. I couldn't play.
We call each other athletes.
I can't. I think it's a misnomer. I do.
Yeah.
I think what we do in the gym is very, very specific to our sport, just like any other sport-specific training. But I don't think it requires strategy. It doesn't require agility too much at all. It doesn't require flexibility. It doesn't. You can go in there and just throw a bunch of weight around and build an amazing physique, and then get on stage and present it well, and you're a bodybuilder. So I've always shied away from calling it a sport and calling myself an athlete. I'm a bodybuilder. I do what I do to look a certain way and to put that on stage and then beat everyone else who does the same thing as me.
Yeah, well, the word athlete comes from athletics. So your skill on the field and on the basketball court, on the football
field. None of that exists. None of that.
We don't have that. It's not. We don't have athletics.
What are we doing on stage? We're not trying to like outsmart or have or do a specific run.
Yes. So it's not. You're not athletic.
It's just not the same thing.
No. So I don't even know if we should be calling it a sport. The sport of bodybuilding, right? I say that all the time. I get in the habit of saying the sport of bodybuilding.
Why is this a debate? Like, who cares? Like, who cares what we call it? Just do it. You know what I mean? You want to call it sport and you want to call yourself an athlete? That's great. If someone doesn't agree with it, that's great.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm giving you my take on it.
Yes.
I never considered myself. I can't run. I couldn't throw a ball. I couldn't hit a ball with a stick. I couldn't do anything athletic. Look, I call myself an athlete. All I could do is do the quarter turns and the mandatories. That's not athletic.
It's not that hard. It's
not athletic.
Yeah. So I do think there's a bit of a sport involved with bodybuilding. Is a bit of a sport. You'd have to be good at
performing art. Maybe
performing art. Yeah. I mean,
it's a performing art.
Yeah. Because it's not like ballet as a sport. You wouldn't be those are athletes.
You would call ballet a sport, exactly.
No, I don't know, but because the training aspect is what compares it to the sport. So I think that's where you can justify.
The training is brutal. It's brutal, and the diet is no other sport. No other sport.
24 hours a day,
24/7 like that.
Yeah,
none. You always get a break from that shit, except for bodybuilding. So, but we're not talking about how tough it is. We're talking about how we categorize it.
Yes. Yeah. Samson Dauda too, with his strategy, are you following his kind of strategy where he wants to break the scale and get up to like 350 pounds? And
no bodybuilder has ever made themselves better by doing that. They've only made themselves bigger. And at this point, he doesn't need to be bigger. And Nick Walker's doing the same fucking thing.
Yeah. I was going to ask you about Nick Walker, but let's continue on with Samson. So you're saying it's a bad strategy to try and get
Let me ask you
bigger.
this. How much of the weight that he's put on since the Olympia, in your estimation, and you know your shit,
Mhm.
how much of that was actual lean, dry weight mass?
It's not. It's too quick. You can't build tissue in a few 3-4 weeks.
So what is it that
Realistically,
he's putting on? What is he putting on?
he's putting on water and glycogen into the muscle. He's just filling it up with a lot of water, right?
Yes. What is the
Maybe a little bit of
point
body
doing
fat.
that? You're not becoming a better bodybuilder by
Yeah.
doing that. So he went from 280 to 350. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean,
all
that's
that's doing is shuttling all this fluid around his organs and his heart, and probably his blood pressure is probably 1 million over 500,000. He's just exacerbating the possibility for issues down the line, or not even down the line, like now.
well, high blood pressure, black guys. I mean, that's just
Absolutely. So I don't know, man. It seems like a fruitless endeavor. And Nick, same thing. Nick, you don't need to be bigger. I think he just is now is addressing the problem with his midsection. That's his only problem. His only problem is he doesn't do he can't do a vacuum, and he can't keep his waist tight.
So
If he can do
I guess
that, he changes his entire look.
I guess Nick. So I did the Monday live show. I think it was a Wednesday show. I did a special Wednesday live show, and I was talking about Nick Walker, and I'm like, Nick, you just start talking about your waistline. That's your only issue is your waist. Just start obsessing about your waist, and don't talk about, oh, I need to improve this. I need to do this or that. You have everything. You have the arms, the quads are there now, the delts, the chest. So start focusing on your waistline and start trying to do vacuums, put a waist trainer belt on, and just, that's all you need to do, brother. That's your main job now, is to bring that waist in. And then in his stories,
come in lighter,
yes,
not heavier,
lighter. And he put in his
brain
stories.
will never let him do that.
And he put in his stories for the first time, vacuum work. So he's starting. So I think I had a pivotal impact on Nick, and he must have seen the episode, because it was
that's funny.
A couple days later, he's like, vacuum work. So I'm like, he needs
to do that. He needs to taper his waist. That will make everything else look so much bigger. It will change the entire dynamic of his physique.
Yes.
He comes in about 10 or 12 pounds lighter than he did at the Olympia, dude. If he did that, his rear double bicep would pop even more than it does. His front double bicep would actually be a decent pose instead of a bad pose. It's just a matter of focusing on what he needs to do, not what he wants to do. The size gaining portion of your life, you've done it. It's over.
This is it. So this is him saying that it's improving. I still see, like, this is him flat and, not filled up with food and carbing. That's what happens when he carbs up, right? This midsection gets inflated again. And it's like, I just look at this structure, and I look at like a Martin Fitzwater, I look at an Andrew Jacked, and I can't justify having him beat them, right?
Ever.
And I gotta say, the Lee Priest, for him to say that, Nick Walker can come back and win the Mr. Olympia and this and that, I'm like, Lee, I know.
I was shocked at that, actually.
I'm like, Lee, man, you know better, Lee Priest.
He knows better. I think he was drunk.
I don't know. Like, he's just like,
he was high.
He seemed high to me. Yeah, he said this. Where did I see this? Oh, right here.
I saw it too, man.
Yeah, it's right.
He's not going to win the Olympia. I mean, it would take a lot of.
With Nick, it's just a mental thing. If you're listening, I'm your coach, mate. Don't change a thing. When you look that good 2 weeks out like you did before the Olympia, and I had you battling Samson for the win, trust me, those little voices in your head, fucking ignore them. Just keep training the same, keep eating what you're eating, and those last few days, just manipulate your water, and you can have a chance at winning the fucking Arnold Classic.
The Arnold Classic.
Well, yeah, okay, but Arnold. No, No, that's
No.
it's not going to happen. Just he's up against Andrew. He's up against Hadi Chupon, and
Too much talent.
too much talent. And it's not going to happen anytime soon. And unfortunately, I think Nick can improve. But I think potentially even Brandon Curry can beat Nick Walker.
I agree. Brandon
should have
great
been.
in the Olympia.
Yes,
Best
he did.
version of him I think I've ever seen. And he just wasn't
You're right
being
with
dealt
Nick.
with.
It's just
He wasn't dealt with correctly because they weren't expecting that. So
Yes,
they didn't know what to do with him, and so
they
they
didn't have
put
their
him somewhere
pre-planned.
he just didn't deserve.
I feel
What?
bad for. Yeah, they didn't have their
I felt bad
pre-planned.
for him. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
They weren't
yeah.
expecting him to bring what he brought. He brought it, man.
He brought it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Lee maybe like obviously Lee was predicting Nick to win the Mr. Olympia, like, and you can see how Lee's predictions don't really turn out. So people can. Lee usually watches. So
Man.
is Lee on?
No.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, no, Lee's cool. I have fun with Lee, and you know, good for him. He's backing up Nick Walker. That's taking a risk there, but
I was surprised. Yeah, he is
yeah.
going out on a limb with that, right?
But he is. Yeah, I like Nick Walker, and I just he got a lot of hype, and then you know he built up his career, and you know did pretty well, winning some. He won the Arnold once, and you know won the New York Pro and all that stuff. Not Pittsburgh, just the New York Pro. That's the only other show he's ever won is the Pittsburgh or is the New York actually. So he's only won the New York and an Arnold, which is a big deal. But
it was, and at that point, a case could have been made for him to eventually win the Mr. Olympia.
Yes,
but things have gone in a different direction.
Different
I mean,
direction.
it's not about not liking him as a person. I like him as a person. What the hell does that have to do
Yes.
with anything?
Nothing. Yeah,
Nothing.
Right. He's a great guy. He's good
We're
for
just
the
talking
sport.
about his physique. That's all.
He's
We're
talking about his
about.
physique, right? And
Yeah.
he gets kind of upset when we talk about him, and we talk
He
about.
does. He's a very sensitive individual.
And that's gonna hurt. And he's coaching himself. What do you think about him coaching himself?
Bad idea.
Okay.
I don't
Bad
think
idea.
It's not that he doesn't know what he requires. It's just that on the decision-making front, he will not make the right decisions because he's not going to see himself the way he actually is, and he's going to make decisions that are based on emotion, and it shouldn't be left to him to make those decisions. He needs someone objective, totally with an objective eye, and that's not himself.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think he needs an elite coach. And I think Samson Dauda needs an elite coach. To be honest, I'm sorry.
I mean, I'm glad he finally admitted that his wife wasn't his coach.
Pretty much, he's just there because
that already. He's not, but he needs a real coach. He does. He doesn't know what he's doing.
He needs a real coach, and I don't know why he doesn't do it. You know, I would just bring on. There's so many to choose from that can really elevate your physique.
I know,
Samson.
Being that close to being like the best in the world again.
Yeah.
You would think you want everything to line up the way it needs to, and leave nothing to chance, and you're leaving something huge to chance.
Yeah.
I never had a coach, but we didn't have coaches back then.
Well, there was maybe not. Yeah, back that was it was 20 years.
I coached myself.
Yeah. It's not like it is now with the gurus. But I don't know.
I would do it any differently. To be honest with you.
No.
If I were to do it again, I don't think I would hire a coach.
Well, yeah, it depends. It depends. It just depends on the athlete. And I think a guy like Nick Walker and Samson Dauda, they're so emotionally kind of sensitive and things like that they kind of need that
He's
guidance.
the type who needs a coach.
Yes. Yeah. Some guys can get away with it.
He needs to stop dumping his coaches.
Yeah.
He needs to stop doing that. Let them figure it out, Nick. Give him a fucking break. Give him a couple seconds.
Yes.
To figure it out. Because no matter who you get, no matter what guru you get, mistakes can be made. And a little mistake at the Olympia can cost you from second to fifth. It's just that simple.
Yeah. We'll see what happens with Nick. I hope he does well at the Arnold and improves. Gets in that top 3 at least. He has the potential to do that. What's your predictions for the Arnold while I have you? We got Samson, or we don't got Samson. We got Hottie, we got Brandon, we got Martin, we got Andrew Jacked, Nick Walker, Tony O'Burton. What's your top 5?
I got Jacked in first. I got Hottie in second. I want Tony O'Burton to be up there in the top 5 because I really appreciate his old school conditioning.
Classic. Yeah.
And graininess. He's got it, man. Who else did you say?
You got Brandon, Martin.
Yeah, so Martin,
Nick.
he's going to be up there. He's going to be like 4th, I think.
Yeah.
But I would like to see Jacked win. I would love to see that because he should have won the Olympia.
So what was your take on the Olympia? I didn't even ask you about that.
Should have won the Olympia.
What do you think about Derek Lunsford?
I would have had Derek. Like, I'm not a fan. I don't like the look. Who said it? I usually don't judge on height, but when you're Mr. Olympia, you want to be big of stature in general. It's just like a big dude, and he's not. He came from 212 or 220.
Yeah.
So that right there is, in my opinion, a mark against him, and he doesn't have the quality of a Mr. Olympia. Although the way things are going, it's going that direction where the quality is getting less and less. But I think there should be more graininess, dryness, hardness, evidence of being a master of your diet and coming in peeled, at least seeing some striations in your chest and shoulders. They just look like balls of oil. They really do.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it because I hate to be critical like that, but you're asking me.
No, that's what we want you on for.
I mean, that's what I think. I don't think he's better than, certainly not better than anybody from the 90s. And I don't think he's better than a lot of the guys he beat.
Like, we'll take a look here. Just show you this here.
Yeah, that's
Like
what I'm talking
this
about.
is it. This is the Mr. What we have here in 2025.
How can really? That's the best body, best male
body in the
body
world.
on the planet. Like you gotta say that to yourself. You gotta say that phrase to yourself.
The
And then open
best.
your eyes and look, and then look at that.
Yeah.
Now imagine Kevin Levrone doing that same pose at his peak. It's not even funny. I made a post about that on Facebook. I don't know if you saw it. I don't know. Yeah, I made it. I put them right next to each other, and it's just not even. It's a joke. How much better Kevin was. Better, looked big. Even though Derek outweighs him by a lot, it doesn't matter how much you weigh when you look smaller. Right?
Yeah, Derek doesn't have the quality of muscle that these guys had when they were his age in their 30s. They had quality muscle. It wasn't like, okay, it's not an age thing here.
Correct.
Right. You can see in Derek's delt right here. There's a shiny circle area on the deltoid. So that could just be from site injections, whatever it happens. But it's not the level of what we're used to seeing back in the days. The quads.
Coming from the era I came from, dude, my eye looks for certain things that are just not there. Like if this guy right here, Derek Lunsford, came to me looking exactly like that, and he was 6 to 7 weeks out of his show, and he asked me if he was on point, I'd say he was on point.
Yeah, 6 weeks out. Yeah, that's the thing.
I say you're no ahead of schedule, and you're no behind schedule. You're right on schedule for 7 weeks.
Yeah.
Right.
I think they're just afraid to push it like they used to, where their faces look like a skeleton, like they didn't look.
It's not being rewarded.
Okay.
So that's why, again, it goes back to the beginning of what we were talking about. Because this is what's being rewarded. So what is this incentive to come in with skull face? None. Now, if you look in the classic, they have skull face.
Yes, they do. Right?
They're bringing that. They're bringing it, and they're getting rewarded for it.
Yeah, I think that's what it comes down to, is that they're bigger, right? Derek's 244 pounds at 5'5".
crazy.
right?
Yeah.
Lee Priest and Sean Ray. Sean Ray's 5'5", but 212, 208.
Sean was light years better than this.
Yeah, and because he was conditioned and he was at the right weight,
He's
right?
perfect. Perfect.
So, yeah. So these guys are coming with 30 pounds of more muscle. They're going to lose that quality. Sure, they're going to look big and freaky, and they're evolving that way size wise. But
They
then
don't look better.
They don't look better,
They don't
and
look
that's why,
better.
right? And so it's
There's a
going to
difference
be
between
some
bigger and better.
bigger and better.
Yeah.
There's going to be some guy that comes along that will bring that conditioning like Phil Heath did, and Ronnie and Dexter used to bring, and maybe that'll come back, but it's not the current. In Samson, Dauda didn't have that conditioning. Like they don't have it. They don't have it.
Well,
Like
you know who's headed there? Who's headed right in that
who would
direction?
be your ideal guy that you like think could do it, bring that conditioning in?
I'm telling you, Andrew is headed there.
Yeah.
He's the biggest guy on stage. He's the tallest. He's the widest with the narrowest waist,
Mhm.
and he's got conditioning like 90s, 2000 guys everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere, not just the glutes, which we all have today.
Yeah.
Even the guys who aren't in shape have glutes for some reason. But it's like he's grainy. Yeah. He's got the formula. He's got the formula down. All he needs to do is put on a strategically placed like another 10 pounds over the next few years. And that's it.
Few years, yeah, not 1 year. Like it's got to be slow.
It's going to be 2 years. It's going to be. Look at
To the-
that.
right?
Look at that.
Striations.
And you don't see any. You don't
Ronnie.
see any like, oh, that looks suspect. This
No.
or that look, or he's missing that. You don't see that, and he's conditioned, and he's shapely, and he's big. What's not to like?
Do the delts look a little, funky dunky? Maybe a little bit. The delts.
Everyone puts their gear in their delts. Everyone does.
Yeah. So it's
So
going to get
you're gonna see that. Yeah.
biceps
Look
look.
for delts that don't look geared up. You're not gonna find it.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like he does direct injections into his biceps. He might with his triceps.
The triceps, yeah, that's been speculated.
And his legs have come up a lot.
Yeah.
But they still look like they could have been done with just hard work. He's improved a lot, man, over the last few years. Remember when he was losing to Nick Walker, and now he's Nick Walker in the dust?
Beat him. Yeah. Question: isn't Derek sponsored by Olympia Big Donor? Yeah, New Tech. So people will speculate. Well, is that why? Yeah, it's happened in the past. Your big sponsors of the athletes win. Yeah, it's corrupt. Have you ever had any? The question I ask you: you've been involved in a long time. Have you ever had any shading judging decisions back in the NPC, or any stories about?
I one time I entered the NPC Mr. Pennsylvania.
Okay.
When I was still competing locally, I entered from the audience. So I went there just to watch. My girlfriend at the time was in it, and a couple of people I knew was in it. So I went there to watch, and I was about 3 or 4 weeks out from my show. And I went there with my friend Kenny Weiss, and he was a competitor, and he was my mentor. And he went backstage, and he came back out, and he said, "You can win this show. I just saw everybody who was in this show, and you could win it. In fact, you're going to win it because you're going to fucking do this show." I said, "What are you talking about? I haven't entered this show." So he entered for me. He paid the fee. He went out to his car, got his Rocky tape, and so I could pose to Rocky, right?
Okay.
He painted me. He got a bottle of Protan, and he painted me. I went on stage, and I won my class. And according to everyone who was there, who watched, I should have won the overall, but there was a lot of fighting amongst the head coaches. I mean, the head judges. They didn't like how I entered. How they knew I had done it from the audience. It's a cocky move. And they didn't like that. So they made me lose to this guy who had won his class. And it was like, there was no way he should have won. And they only did it because they were pissed at how arrogant it came off that I entered from the audience. That's not what you're judging on. You're judging on how I look.
It should be. It should be. And it just goes to show some of these judges.
And I saw them. I was on stage watching them argue about this. I don't like how he did it. I felt like saying that's not what's important.
Yeah. All right. Well, we'll wrap it up as we go on over our hour. But do appreciate you, brother. If there's anything else you like to say, any of your businesses, your coaching, anything you want to give a shout out to while we have you.
I just want to my Instagram. Just want to get that out.
Yes. Yes.
My Instagram is Dave.
It'll be in the
right.
Yes.
Pulcinella. That's it. Where is it at? Is it visible on here?
Yeah, I can show the people here.
Yeah, I'm trying to because my
There we go.
My account got hacked, right?
Okay.
And I'm trying to build it back up.
Dave _ PULCINELLA. And you have Peninsula, and you have this Pulse Nutrition.
Yes, that's my
concepts.
Okay.
Yep. So people can contact you there.
Awesome sauce.
Reach out. Ton of experience in the industry.
Yeah, I mean, if that counts for anything, Jesus Christ, I got a lot of it. I started working out in bodybuilding in the 70s.
70s.
It's like 1978-ish. Yep.
Well, man, it was great to have you on, and we'll probably have you on again, man. You know, it's good to talk to you. You got lots to say, and you know, you're well spoken, and that's why I like to have people on that can really just keep going at it and give their experience and their different opinions on the show. So appreciate it, brother.
I appreciate you having me on the show. I do.
Anytime, brother. Anytime. All right, guys. So we will catch you guys on the next one next Monday. All right. Peace, guys. See you, Dave.
See ya.